I accidentally bought 3 Nintendo Switch 2s. This is my story. But hey, before I get into it, I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers at least, before Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, hit that like button and subscribe for me. Gonna be covering everything Donkey Kong Bonanza in the lead up to launch. So man, yeah, the Switch pre-order night, it was kind of a flurry of madness for me and Donkey Kong fans alike. My buddy Skips hits me up like 2 hours before midnight with a screenshot from Donkey Kong Bonanza that showcases that they are straight up referencing Donkey Kong Country 3 with its map. So I already sent my excitement levels through the roof. I went and raced to make a video to cover that. I'm scrambling around like a madman. My mind is going 1,000 miles a minute. Felt like my heart was gonna explode. But after I finally got that out, I started gearing up for midnight. I'd been kind of going back and forth in my mind these last couple of weeks about whether or not I should pick it up. You know, the pricing is it's kind of a little crazy. $80 games is just a little bit nuts. But listen, ultimately I came to the conclusion that my own personal purchasing decision with the Switch 2 and its games is ultimately not going to be the sole determining factor as to the success of this thing, you know? The mass market is going to be the ones who decide whether or not this thing ends up being a success or not. And I really, really want the new Donkey Kong game. I've been waiting 11 years, man. I bought a Wii U shortly after that thing launched. Actually, it was a Christmas gift back in 2012, but still. We got that about a month after it launched, and guess what? That thing was a huge flop. That thing was a failure. So me not deciding to buy the Switch 2 wasn't suddenly gonna make it a failure. I'm not sitting here trying to justify purchasing it to anybody other than myself, really. That was kind of my battle going into this thing. But ultimately I decided, okay, I gotta get this thing. You know, it's a part of my job at this point. I make gaming content for a living on YouTube. Donkey Kong is my bread and butter. I cover Donkey Kong extensively. I needed to be able to get this thing to get Donkey Kong Bonanza to make content for you guys. It's just gonna have to happen. So midnight starts rolling in and like, listen man, I was prepared. I was ready. Shout out to Jake Randall on YouTube. He put out a video a day before pre-orders went live, you know, talking about each of these retailer websites and how they kind of operate. And so I had my ducks in a row for this thing. Walmart was going to be the main website that I was going to be looking out for, but I did have tabs open for Target and Best Buy as well, just in case, you know, a little contingency plan. So it was getting closer to midnight. It was about 3 minutes till midnight struck, and I decided I was gonna refresh Walmart, and it actually, to my surprise, instantly put me into a line. So I got into line before midnight, and as midnight struck, I got a timer. There was a 10-minute wait at this point. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'm in line. 10 minutes doesn't seem that bad. I was feeling optimistic at this point in time that I was going to be able to get my hands on one. While I was waiting, I decided to refresh Target and Best Buy just to see what their websites were looking like, and well, Target was a mess. Target was done. Target took itself out, old Yeller style. There was no getting in. It was just completely crashed. It was done. Best Buy didn't have anything for like the first 40 minutes or so past midnight. Their pre-orders took a while to go live, so Walmart was where I continued to wait. I was hanging out on Discord with some friends during this, and they were all checking things out too. And yeah, it was the same for everybody. All these websites were messed up. Nobody could get into Walmart though. I was lucky. I guess it was a good thing that I refreshed a couple of minutes before midnight, because that is what really helped me get in. So I'm watching this thing like a hawk. I'm watching the minutes tick away, and it gets down to that 1 minute mark, and then before I knew it, it let me through. I was on the Switch 2 pre-order page. I hit pre-order, went to my cart, I placed the order. I was elated. I was like, yes! Oh, the sense of relief. Oh, thank God, okay. No, don't have to worry anymore. Got it? got it through. Walmart seemed to be working. It was fine, it was great. I got an email confirmation right away telling me my order was placed. At about the same time, I got a text from my bank for fraud alert. The sense of joy that I felt immediately turned into panic. I'm like, oh shit. Oh great, here we go. Of course, can't have this thing go through without a hitch. Why would that be the case? Just Uncle Al wanting to get a hold of a Switch for the new Donkey Kong game. Of course! Of course it can't just happen! So I immediately let my bank know, like, no, that was me! That was me! I placed the order! Let me have it. And they said, all right, yeah, that's fine. Oh, but by the way, if your card declined it, just try again. Just try again in another minute or two, and we'll let it through this time. Well, so at this point, I had no idea. I didn't know if, like, this order was going to stick. I didn't know if Walmart was gonna see that my bank was like, hey, hold up. And, you know, then Walmart's own systems were gonna be like, yeah, no, you can't have this order. You can't have this order because we don't know if you're good for it, man. Sorry. So I'm like, ah, shit. Fuck. What is going on? I could go to my Walmart purchase history and see that, like, okay, I got a Switch there. It says that I have it ordered, and I still have a confirmation email, and I don't have anything, like, saying about it being canceled. So for the next, like, 40 minutes, it was just this constant back and forth of checking Walmart's website and going back to my email and refreshing and trying to get Target to refresh and then going to Best Buy. And I'm like, oh my god, oh jeez, oh no. Well, so after a bit, finally, Target let me in, and I tried my best to get one pre-ordered on Target, but man, Target was a disaster. It wasn't accepting my payment methods, and then it was like telling me the address was wrong, and it kept like adding and removing the Switch from my cart, and just, it was an absolute mess. And so I finally ended up getting an order placed, actually, but it instantly canceled. I got an email from Target telling me that, nope, order was canceled. I would go to my order history on Target, and it's like, nope, canceled. So at this point, I have no idea if my Walmart order is gonna stick. It definitely didn't stick with Target. I didn't even have anything in my bank showing me that they tried to charge anything. But I did have a pending order from Walmart at this point. But yeah, it was a pending order, so I had no idea if it was gonna go through. And yeah, I mean, it was like maybe about a half hour, 40 minutes after midnight, I would say. And then Wario64 posted a link on Twitter to Walmart pre-orders that let you skip the line. I don't know how that works. I don't know how they figured that out, but I decided I wasn't taking any chances on that first order. So I clicked the link, it let me go to the page, it let me add it to cart, and it let me check out. Okay, another email confirmation. I have 2 Switches pre-ordered from Walmart at this point, 2 Nintendo Switch 2s. I'm like, okay, well, so I should be good now, right? But, well, here's the funny thing about that. See, I was under the impression that, it was only gonna be, like, 1 per customer, right? So, my paranoid mind running like crazy. I'm like a coke addict at this point. I'm just like all over the place. I was going full on schizo mode, thinking like, okay, is Walmart gonna see that I placed more than 1 order for the Nintendo Switch 2 and cancel them on me? Are they gonna think that I'm like a scalper or something? I'm trying to scalp the consoles and like they're gonna like cancel them to stop me from doing that? Maybe they'll just cancel one, but what if they cancel both? What if my first order doesn't go through? Like, what if I hit cancel, right? What if I hit cancel on the second one that I just ordered, but then Walmart cancels the first one because of the fraud alert that I got from my bank? So at this point, even though I had 2 Switches ordered, I have email confirmation for both. The Walmart website is showing me that I have 2 orders now, 2 Nintendo Switch 2 orders on the way, Mario Kart bundled and everything. But because of how just like big of a disaster this whole thing has been up to this point, like I can't rest easy. My mind is not at ease, even with 2 Nintendo Switches ordered from Walmart. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like really debating like, shit, do I go camp out at GameStop? Do I have to go camp out at GameStop to go into the store and like physically pre-order one? Is that what I gotta do? I was like, oh man, all right. So at this point in time, it's like 1:30 in the morning, and I decided, all right, I'm driving to GameStop. I'm gonna go see if anybody else is camped out there, and I'll make a decision about what to do after I see what it's looking like. I live in a pretty small area, so I knew that my GameStop was gonna be getting really limited quantities. We get to GameStop, and fortunately, nobody decided to camp out, which, okay, that was a good sign. I went up to the door, and as you can see here, they were only getting like a little over 30 Switch consoles at this location. So I'm like, oh man. But because nobody else was camped out there yet, I decided that, like, okay, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna get some sleep, I'm gonna rest up a little bit, because if I stay here all night until 12 p.m. the next day, whenever my location opens, I am going to be totally brain dead, exhausted. I don't even know that I'm gonna be able to stay awake to get in line before anybody else. I'm gonna pass out in my car. So I drove home. I tried to go to sleep, but man, I'm like just paranoid at this point. My heart rate's up, my brain's racing, I can't sleep. I'm like constantly checking Walmart's website for my purchase orders to see, like, okay, is it still there? Still shows them, still shows 2 Switches, still checking my emails, like, okay, is it canceled yet? Nope, still there, it's still there. Finally, I get to sleep like probably sometime between like 3 and 4 a.m. I'm up then at 6:30, and I was really debating at this point. I'm checking my emails, I checked Walmart, the orders were still there. Nothing had been canceled yet, but I was really kicking around because I was exhausted. I'm like, man, do I just sleep in and take a chance on this? I just take a chance on Walmart really pulling through for me here. But ultimately, I decided, like, fuck, damn it. I need that extra insurance. I need that ease of mind, because otherwise, I am not gonna rest easy until June 5th when they arrive. So I get my wife up, and she's grumpy and pissed off because she was up late with me. She did not want to be up. Can't blame her, I didn't want to be either. And so I get a shower, it's like 6:30, and then we get to GameStop sometime between 7 and 7:30, and still, nobody was there. So I'm feeling good at this point, like, okay, all right, we're here, we got a little bit of sleep at least. Nobody else is here yet. Let's go get some breakfast. We drove to Dunkin' Donuts, we got ourselves some breakfast, I got myself a coffee, and we went back to GameStop. Like I said, my GameStop opens at noon. We waited for 5 hours at GameStop for them to open. People didn't start rolling in until like around like maybe 9 or 9:30 or so. And even then, most of us stayed in our cars until it started to get a little bit closer. Some folks pulled up and got in the line, and I was like, all right, maybe we ought to get out and go hop in line. And they were like, hey, you guys were here first. Like, we saw you guys, we pulled up around, like, we drove past here between 8 and 9, and we saw you guys were here waiting, so, get in front of us, So, we were the first ones in line, you know, that was really cool. The store manager came out about an hour before, the doors opened, and, like, you know, went down the line and gave everybody barcodes for whatever it was I wanted to pre-order, whether it was the Switch, accessories, games, amiibo, you know. And so, we got it. We got the Mario Kart bundle for the Switch 2. I had it in my hand. I also decided to go for a Pro controller too. I really wasn't thinking about getting any accessories with this thing, but you know, I was like, you know, maybe I ought to get myself a new Pro controller while I'm at it. Make it really feel like I'm getting a brand new console, you know. Don't just use my old Pro controller from the Switch 1. Let's get a new one. Doors opened up at noon. They let us in. Got the thing pre-ordered. We were set. Finally, my mind could be at ease. And that is the story of how I bought 3 Nintendo Switch 2s accidentally. Here I am, like over 24 hours later, and Walmart still hasn't canceled either one of my orders. So, I mean, as far as I know, I guess I'm getting 3 Nintendo Switch 2s. That was not my plan at all. I was just hoping to be lucky enough to get one. And like I said, I mean, I was full on like schizo mode trying to get this thing, man. Oh, I also pre-ordered Donkey Kong while we were at GameStop too, because of course I did. I had to. But yeah, so I was figuring, like, the way I was thinking about it was that, like, okay, I'll get this order placed at GameStop, and then, like, if I get this order, I'll just cancel the ones that I got on Walmart if they don't cancel them for me. But it actually kind of worked out that I have 2 extra on order. A buddy of mine, you know, wants to get a hold of one, but he wasn't able to at launch, or at least at the pre-order point just yet, so I'll have an extra one for him whenever he's ready to pay for it, and then I'm just gonna give one to my wife too, because I know there's gonna be games ultimately that we both want to play down the line. If they do what they did with Animal Crossing on the Switch 1, they make a new Animal Crossing for Switch 2, where you can only have like one island per console or whatever. Yeah, we're both gonna be competing for that, so whatever. I guess might as well hang on to it. Was not at all my intention. It's just how it worked out. So, any of you guys managed to get a hold of one? Seemed like it was just a fiasco. I saw people all over Twitter during the pre-order period just panicking, trying to get a hold of one, trying to go through any website they could, and it was rough. But that being said, it does seem like there's probably a plentiful supply for the launch in the US, at least. Like it kind of looked like most people who are interested in trying to get one were able to get a hold of one. I hope that's the case, at least. Hopefully, if you wanted one, you were able to get a hold of one. If you have any wacky pre-order stories, let me know in the comments below. It'd be fun to read up on those. And yeah, my mind is at ease. I at least have GameStop. I am locked in now for at least one console, so... Alright, I get to play Donkey Kong. I get to play Donkey Kong on launch day. And then Mario Kart too. I guess Mario Kart is a bonus. Mario Kart's icing on the cake. Donkey Kong is the meal for me, okay? The meal? The meal that I put icing on the cake for? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this story. This very real, very roller coaster of a story, and subscribe for me if you're not. Trying to hit 50K before Donkey Kong Bonanza. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys in the next one.